So hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Abhishek on the other side. So today I'm gonna review my first month blogging website, Blogspoint. Now Blogspoint is a secured month tag blogging website. The technologies I have used in Blogspoint are MongoDB. We have used as the MongoDB as a database. Then we have used Express.js as the backend, React.js as the front end, and finally we have used Node.js as the backend. Now, apart from these technologies, we have used different JavaScript frameworks like Bcrypt.js. Now, we have used Bcrypt.js to in order to hash our password that the user gives while registration. So now let's talk about different features of the website. So the first feature in our list is that it is a secured website. So no unauthorized person can get to the website because we have JSON Web Token and the cookies to look after the authentication part. Now, using this website, you can create your post, you can read your post, update your post, and also you can delete your post. You can even like and dislike others' post, but you cannot like or dislike your own post. So you can even search a post through username or by tags. So those are the two ways you can search your post. So now let's see the working of the website. So now let's see the working of the website. The page you are viewing currently is the home page of any unauthorized user. So over here we have two buttons, one is the register button and another one is the login button. So if you click on this register button, so then it will lead you to the register page, and if you click on this login button, then it will lead you to the login page. And if you click on this arrow, then it will lead you to below, and below over here you can see there is a box over here where it is written post so far. So currently we have two posts, and both the posts are from the admin, and in the post you can see the username is written over here. Next we have the title of the post, and finally we have the description. And if you click, there is also a tags button over here. So if you click on tag, so you can see, so if you click on this blogs point, so you can see the admin is shown. There is only one post, right? Now one post, so now this only one post is showing because if you click on read me, then you will find the tag over for this post is blogs point, and hence we are getting only one post when we have clicked on this post, right? Now if you click on this cross, then it will be vanished, and see, now you can see both the posts. So you can also search for username. If you search for admin, then it will show you admin, but if you search for other user like B, see, it is saying no data, so it is saying no data is available for selected category. So that is for the home page of any unauthorized user. Now if you try to click on this about me page, then instead of leading you to the about me page, it will lead you to the login page. The reason being that currently you are not logging into the website, and hence over here we have a middleware. Now this middleware is actually preventing you from accessing the about me page. So once you get authenticated, then only you can access this about me page. Now now before logging our website, we must register the user at first. So now in the registration page we have this fields. That is, the first one we have the username field, next we have the name field, next we have the city field, then we have the state field, then we have are you student or professional field, then we have to give your email ID, then you have to give your password, and then you have to confirm your password. Now let's register into the system. So before registering into the system, I would like to see the users which are already registered. So currently we can see in the user field or in the user database we have two users which are currently registered. One of them is the admin, and another one is the test, right? Now you can see the user schema now. So now let's see the user schema for the user. So over here we have the post likes, right? So the information will be over here. So let's say that a user likes a post, right? So if a user likes a post, then that post ID will be over here. Okay, and if the user dislikes the post, then that post ID over here will be over here, right? And over here we are taking the username. Here we are taking the name. Then we have state, city, student or professor. Then we have email. Then we have password, and finally we have the confirm password. And we have also another field which is the token field. Now in this token field we are actually storing the token, right? So if the user logins into the system, right, a unique token is generated, right, which is known as JWT token or JSON Web Token, right? And this token is being stored over here in the form of an array. Okay, the password is being hashed over here, right? Over here also the password is being hashed. So now let's fill out the form. So now let's see that if the same user tries to register using the same username, then what happens? So see, we already have this user test, right? So let me just create another user which has same username test. So test, city name, let's say Kolkata, state, let's say West Bengal. So now you can see that for each field there is a validation over here, right? As you can see, there is a validation. Again, there is an email validation over here. So email must contain address. So, and let's have a password. So in the password, let's have a password. Now you can also see the password. So the password should be of at least 3, right? So let me just create. Yeah. So now you can also view the password. So as you can see, now you can view the password. So I need to type the same password. See, it is saying password not equal, right? So now you can see that both of these passwords are same. Now I already told you that this user is we already have this same username, right, in our database. So if I try to register the user, see, it is saying invalid registration. Email already exists, right? So you can see this email is already exists, right? And hence we cannot use the same email twice. So now let's try to register a user which has the different email ID, right? So let me just create a different username which is test user, right? Now this there's a validation like all the fields should be smaller, so let me just keep it small. So test user, the name, let's name it as test user. Okay. So name the city as Kolkata. You can name it with other city also. For the time being, let's name it as Kolkata, and let's name the state as West Bengal. So you can see that Kolkata belongs to West Bengal. It is already written over here. So let me just write student, and let's write the email ID as this. Then let me just set the password. So let's set a password. So password should start with a capital letter. Okay. So let me just confirm the password right now. So now they both are equal, as you can see, right? So now let's register. Now before registering, you can see that we have currently two users, right? One is the admin and another one is the test user, right? So if you click on this register button, so it is showing me congratulations, registration successful, and it has redirected me to the login page, right? Now if you refresh the database, then you will find that. So let me just refresh it. So over here you can see that test user is also stored in our database, right? Now let's log in into the system. Now in the login field we have currently this two fields. One is the email and another one is the password field, right? So let me just try to log in with a username which is not there in our database, right? So let me just try to test one something like that. Now this username is this email ID is not present in our database. Okay. Now so password must be capital. Okay. So if I try to log in with a email ID and password which is not present in our database, see, it is showing me login failed, invalid credentials, right? So now let's try to log in to our system with the username which we have registered our system, right? So let's So before logging into the system, I would like to show you that the tokens we have over here, that is the cookies. You can see that it is showing 0 in use, right? So there currently we don't have any cookie, right? But once we log in into the system, then you will find that. So let's just log in. So now you can see this wonderful login successful is showing over here, and now we are logging into the system. Now if you see this cookies part, then you can see that we have showing 1 in use, right? And the cookie we are using is JWT token, right? And this is the path, right? And now over here, if you go below, you can see a created part over here. So this is the time when we have created this cookie, right? As you can see, so this is time, right? And this is the expired date of this cookie. Now what does it means? It means that let's say that you log in into the system and you forget to log out, right? Then after this time interval, you will be automatically logged out from the system, right? And hence you need to log in again into the system. But till then you will be logging into the system unless and until you log out from the system. So this is basically this expires means. Now what exactly happened over there? Now when you click on this login button, then what happens? Your email ID, right? That is your email ID and the password. Okay, email ID and the yeah. In the database, it is checked whether the email ID is present or not. And if they find the email ID, then they are going to check whether the password is same or not. Now since the password is hashed, so we need to use this bcrypt.compare function, so using which we are actually checking for the equality of the password of the already stored password and the password which is given by the user. Now currently this page you are viewing is the page of the login user, right? As you can see, there is a logout button over here. So now let's see what is there in the home page. Now in the home page you can see there is a get started button. So if you click on this button, so you are redirected to the right page. Now let's go back. Now you can see that there is again we are showing this post so far, right? So now let's see the read more. So if you click on this read more, so currently if you see the data or database, then in the post section or in the user section, we have this test user, right? And there is a field known as the post likes, and there is also another one, post dislikes, right? So currently you can see that both of them are empty, right? Now let's say that I like a post, okay? So if I like a post, so let's say that I like this post. So what will happen if I refresh this? So after refreshing it, so you can see that in the user field, and if you go to this post likes, you can see this user post ID, right? Now this ID is actually of this post, okay? So as you can see, this ID and this ID matches, right? So this is this post ID, okay? And this actually helps us to know to whether the user has liked or disliked a post. So let's say that if I refresh this page again, right? Now you can see that it is still showing like, right? Because because this information is being stored in the database, right? Let's say that I dislike it. Now if I dislike the post, and if you refresh this again, now if you refresh it, then you will see that and that there is no element in the post likes, right? But there is a element you can see in the dislike part, right? So this is how the likes and dislikes of the post are working in this website. Now let's see the about page. Now in the about page we currently have these fields, right? The first one is the username, and next one is the name field. Then we have the about me field which has the default hello everyone. Next we have state and city. Then we have student or professional is a student. Currently the number of blocks the user has is actually 0, right? So because we haven't published any post over currently, right? So let's just publish a post. Now in the right section we have these fields. First one the title field, next we have the description field, and finally we have the tags field. So now let's see how we can publish our post. Now before publishing our post, I would like to say that what post we have in our database. Now if you see our database, so in our database we are having these two posts, right? All belonging from the user admin, right? So these are the fields that we have in our database in our post. That is the first one is the categories field. Next one will be title, next we have description, username, created date, user ID of the user, okay, who have actually posted this, who have actually published this post. Username of that user who have actually published this post, right? So these are the things that we have in our database, in the post section of our database, right? So now let's say that we want to publish a post, right? Now in the post section we have this title block, the description block, the tags block, okay, or field you can say. So let's just write the title. Hey viewers, right, something like that. And this is Abhishek over here. Okay, so now let's just create a tag over right now. So let's say to all viewers, okay, so let me say viewers, okay, viewers, right, and just press enter, and then you can see this viewers has been thrown away. Now let's say that you don't want to now let's say that you want to remove this tag, right? All you need to do is need to click on this cross button and see it's removed, right? So let's say that I want this tag to be there. So all you need to do is just click on viewers and press enter. See. So now right now I haven't written over here, right? So if I try to press enter, then I cannot, right? Because currently this field is empty. So let's say that I want to publish right now, okay, publish. So all you need to do in order to publish is to create in this button, that is publish, and see your post is created successfully. Now let's come back to our database. Now in our database we have currently two posts, right? So if you refresh it, so we need to refresh this up. Now if you refresh it, now we can see that there is another post over here in the title of hey viewers, and the categories it has like viewers, description this is Abhishek over here. Next we have a test user as the username. Next we have user ID, and number of likes is currently 0, number of dislikes is also currently 0. Is updated field is over here, right? Is currently false. Okay, now if you go to this about me page, then you can see that number of blocks is being updated to 1, because currently we have published one post over here, right? So So in this block you can see there's this title block, then we have the, so in this block you can see there's the username block, then we have the title block, and finally we have the description block. So let me just go to read more part. So if you go to read more, so over here you can see this like and dislike is over here, right? And over here is the title, this is the username, this is the created date, this is the description, and finally we have the tag. Okay, so if you try to like your post, let's say, then we cannot like your own post, as you can see over here, right? We cannot like or dislike your own post. Now let's say that you want to dislike your post, same thing is showing over here, right? Now let's say that if we click on this button, then it means that you want to edit your post. Now you can see over here, right? Now you can edit your title block, or you can edit your description, or you can even edit your tags field. So let's say, hey viewers, this is Abhishek over here. So if you like this website, please subscribe to the channel. So if you like this website, please subscribe to this channel. Now let's say that I want to create a field or tag, let's say the name of subscribe. So if you just click on subscribe and press enter, see, you can see this tag is showing over here, right? Now let's say that I want to update. So it's done, all the editing has been done, so all I want is to update it. So just click on this update button. So now you can see the post updated successfully, and you are redirected to the detail page. Now in the detail page you can see that your post is being updated over here, right? And you can see those two tags. Now let's say that whether your post is updated in your database or not. So if you refresh this up, so over here you can see that it is updated. As you can see that is update field is true. Over here also it is saying that edited, right? Which means that you have edited your post, right? So now let's say that you want to delete your post. So in order to delete your post, all you need to do is you need to click on this dustbin button. And but if you, let's say that you don't want to delete your post, then all you need to do is to click on this cancel button, and see it is saying your post is saved. But let's say that I want to delete my post, so all you need to do is it is saying, are you sure? Once deleted, you will not be able to recover this post. So just press OK, and as you can see that your post is been deleted successfully. Message is shown. Now let me just see whether our post is deleted or not. Yeah, see, our post is deleted, right? And if you go to the about section, then you can see that it is showing 0, which means there is no published post for this username. So now let's say that I want to log out from the website. So if you want to log out from the website, all you need to do is you need to click on this logout button, and see, you are logged out from the website. Now if you see the cookies, now you can see the 0 in use over there, and hence your cookie is deleted. So now let's see the responsiveness of this website. So as you can see, this is the home page. So if I make it smaller, okay, now so this is how it is going to show in the smaller devices, and this is your navbar. And if I go to login page, so this is how it is going to show in the smaller devices, the login page. Now let's see the register page, and this is how the register page is gonna look like. Now let's say that let's log in into our website. By giving the credentials. So hence you are logged. Now this is your home page when the user has a login into the website, right? So now let's see the about page, and here is your about me page, as you can see. Now let's go to right, and this is your right page, or the publish, or the page where we are going to publish. So let's just quickly create a post. Okay, so in name of say random post, random content. Random. Now let me just publish it. And here is your post. So now this is your post. The post is gonna look like in smaller devices. Let me just click on this update button, and here is your update page. It's gonna look like. Back. So this is how our website is gonna look like in small devices.